Thank you to our sponsor, Hunterdon Health.
Welcome to Healthy in the Garden State. I'm your host, Kate Cherichello Tente, and I am on a mission to highlight all the ways New Jersey supports healthier living. Join me in exploring trails, parks, gyms, wellness centers, restaurants, grocery stores, and more, all in search of inspiration for how we can get and stay healthy right here in our Garden State. I'm a New Jersey native and certified fitness professional passionate about helping people live their healthiest lives. Because our health comes first. The healthier we are, the better we show up in the world, the better our interaction, the better our productivity. The list goes on. Every bit counts when it comes to our health, and I hope that Healthy in the Garden State gives you fresh ideas and encouragement to keep moving forward. Let's dive into today's episode. Today we are at Loantaka Brook Reservation. This Morris County park has over 850 acres and nearly 10 miles of trails to explore. Did you know, according to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, that New Jersey has over 4,500 miles of mapped public trails? Yes, miles. Out here you'll find walkers, bikers, runners, horses and riders, and plenty of picnicking, fishing, athletics, and playground fun. This park spans sections of Morris Township, Chatham Township, Madison, and Harding, and is one of the many beautiful parks you can find here in our Garden State. Why are we choosing to feature a park like Loantaka? Let's start with, no matter where you choose to safely explore, the benefits. Let's highlight being outside and movement. Whether you explore this park, one of New Jersey's many others, or your own neighborhood. Something I really like about Loantaka are all of the resources here. The fact that so many of the trails are paved makes it an incredibly accessible place to visit. There are covered picnic areas, a playground, fitness equipment, ball fields, and multiple restrooms. Yes, actual restrooms. Extra appreciated when I come here with my toddler. This is also a fairly flat park, which is a shock in this area of New Jersey.
Let's highlight being outside and movement, whether you visit this park, one of New Jersey's many others, or your own neighborhood. Harvard School of Public Health links being outside with a lower risk of mortality, better mental health, and improved mindfulness. Healthline shares that time outside is linked to improved breathing, improved sleep, decrease in depression, increase in motivation to exercise, and better immune health and mental well-being. But let's check out what the Mayo Clinic says. Excess sitting now is linked with many diseases and conditions, including obesity, hypertension, back pain, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and depression. Movement helps control weight, fight against health conditions, increases energy, improves sleep, improves mood. It makes us feel good. If you want to try a different mode of transportation, Seaton Hackney Stables is here as well.
Kendall, thank you so much for chatting with us. So we're all about ways New Jersey supports healthier living. So how does horseback riding do this?
Honestly, it is an all-around kind of thing. It not only keeps you healthy physically, but just being around them is such a mental boost. We have therapeutic riding here, so for riders with special needs, it also is a super big help to them as well. We have a whole program. But it's kind of well-rounded. It takes care of you in every aspect. I love just being here and hanging out with them, and it keeps me active.
Excellent. Yeah, that core strength. I remember the last time I rode a horse, my inner thighs for days.
Oh, it's all in here, and it's abs and arms and everything.
So much. And now the working with special needs aspect, there's a nonprofit associated with Seaton Hackney. Can you tell us a little more about that?
So it's the Friends of Seaton Hackney. So we use all donations so that we can provide equipment, buy new horses, because to be a therapeutic horse, there's a whole lot that goes into it, because they have to be able to handle everything that comes with
Sure,
it.
sure.
So equipment, horses, everything associated, paying the instructors. And we're connected with DDD, the Department of Developmental Disabilities. And so that way riders can also get help with paying for riding because it is expensive.
And now, Kendall, I heard a little bit about how you got started with riding. Please share that.
So 11 years ago, which is crazy, my parents got me 3 lessons on a Groupon because I was horse crazy and they wanted to get the horse crazy out, and it did the exact opposite. Yeah.
I love it. And now all these years later, what are you doing here now?
So now I help coach our IEA team. That is the Interscholastic Equestrian Association. So it is an affordable way of showing. So I did it when I was riding here in high school, and you get to go to other barns and ride their horses. So I teach lessons to all ages, but I also take riders to those shows, coach them here, and then I work with some of the horses here as well.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
And now we're right next to Loantaka Park. So how are you connected? What can kind of, what can the average person do with the horses and with the park?
So for people with no experience, you could take lessons. So you can come learn all of the aspects of riding the horses, take a ground lesson, learn about working with them on the ground. And then you can also, since we're right next to Loantaka Park, if you're not looking for that in-depth, you can go on a trail ride. And it just takes you up into the woods, super relaxing. You have a guide, and everyone is on a horse. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Oh, that's great. All right, I know what my next summer activity is.
Yes,
Kendall,
yes.
thank you for
Of
talking
course,
to us.
yeah.
And we'll make sure, the website is in all the information here and on the screen. So this is a great space, and we have so many horses, and I see some goats as well.
Goats, donkeys. For a time we had chickens.
Oh, chickens too, wow. Well, thank you, what a wonderful
of course,
place.
Yeah, thank you.
We got to sit down with Kristen Biasi, who is the Director of Recreation and Visitor Services for the Morris County Park Commission and has worked for the parks for over 25 years.
Kristen, thank you so much for being here today to chat with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, absolutely, our pleasure. First of all, no matter what park we find ourselves exploring, do you have any safety tips you can share with us?
So some safety tips that I can share with everybody are always be prepared. Always make sure that people know where you are while you're out hiking, whether it be in a flat trail area or if you're going out into, like Malon Dickerson Reservation and you're up in the mountains. Make sure that, people know where you are and how long you think you're going to be there. Also want to make sure that you stay on marked trails. And that is both for your safety and for the safety of the wildlife that's out there and the area that you're in. You also want to make sure that you're dressing appropriately. So dress for the weather. Make sure that you have the right shoes on your feet. I've seen people hiking in flip-flops, so you don't want to do that. So make sure you have the right shoes and you have the right equipment with you. Make sure that you bring bottled water. Make sure that your cell phone is fully charged before you go out on a trail. And if you're going to be out for a long period of time, maybe bring one of those backup chargers for your phone as well. You also want to make sure that you have a map of some kind before you go out onto the trails. So plan your route ahead of time and make sure that if you do happen to find that you're not where you should be, check where you are on the map. And that way, if you do happen to need to call 911 or the sheriff's office, that they know where they can find you based on the map and your coordinates.
And you want to download all this before the trail as much as possible too, because you don't necessarily have service, right?
Absolutely. That's one of the main things, is always make sure you know on the trails where you are. In Morris County on our park system, our trails are very well marked. We have a great trail crew that takes care of those trails. And the maps are always updated by our GIS person. So always make sure that you have downloaded those before you go out.
Excellent. And yeah, you have great resources online for that as well.
Absolutely, yep.
And what about trail etiquette? What should we know about that?
So trail courtesy is you always want to make sure that you are yielding to hikers, yield to equestrians, bikers yield to both equestrians and hikers. And pretty much bikers really need to pay attention to everybody because they're generally going the fastest on the trail. You also always want to make sure that you stay to the right of the trail. And you want to make sure that if you have a pet with you, that they're on their leash, and that you have them under control on their leash, so they're not kind of wandering in and out of the trail if people are trying to pass you and you're trying to pull them in. Make sure that your dog or any other animal is under control on their leash.
There's a lot of farmland, so you never know what else could be coming out here.
Exactly.
And I bet for a safety standpoint for the pets too, with ticks and bugs and all of that, just to stay on the trails.
Yes, staying on the trails, again, even with the animals, is a big thing.
And then when it comes to playing your music, or if you get a phone call while you're on a trail, what should people kind of pay attention to there?
So I know everybody wants to be kind of in their zone when they're walking on the trail, especially if they're out to kind of meditate and get into their area. What you want to do is you want to make sure if you're wearing AirPods or earphones, have one ear open so that you can hear if somebody's passing on your right or passing on your left. You want to make sure that you can hear possibly a biker coming down that's going to be saying, hey, on your left, so you know to move over. If you're in an area that is tight, make sure that if you're traveling in a group that you kind of go single file so that you can let other people use the trail. But with the earphones, definitely make sure that you can hear what's going on around you, but you can still enjoy your music.
And this park in particular, Loantaka Brook Reservation, what is unique about this place?
So there are so many fun things about Loantaka. It's great because it's kind of a flat park, so any experience can do this. You could just be out for your first hike. You could be out with a stroller on the paved trails. There's just almost about 10 miles of trails here. So you can do, come out with your kids and your stroller. They can be right alongside you on their little bike if they're learning how to bike ride with their training wheels. You can be on the trails and you can see horses on these trails and you can see other bikers. It's really cool on a weekend if you're here. Weekends generally tend to be a little bit busier, but you can be in parts of the park where you see people, and you can be on other parts of the park where you're the only one that's there, and you kind of get to really enjoy the majestic everything that's out here.
We already talked about this on the show, but that so many parts of this are paved is such a bonus too, and I can't believe that it's pretty flat.
Yes, it's a fantastic park. And we also have a bike share here, so if you don't have your own bike and you want to go bike riding, you can come here and use the bike share and ride your bike on the trail and then just return it at the end of your day.
Fantastic. And now I have to ask you, what is your favorite part about living in New Jersey?
My favorite part has to be the food. I'm definitely a foodie. And you can kind of get any food anywhere in New Jersey. The other thing is we have so many different landscapes in New Jersey. So we've got flatland, we've got farmland, we've got mountains. You're never too far away from anything in New Jersey. So that's one of my things that I really enjoy about being in New Jersey.
Thank you so much for chatting with us a bit today, Kristen. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Loantaka is one of many opportunities here in New Jersey to get outside and take in what nature has to offer. If you'd like more information on ways to give back and get involved with New Jersey parks and trails, check out healthyinthegardenstate.com for links to more. So many thanks to Kristen Biasi and Morris County Parks Commission. Now, if all of that exploring made you hungry, let's go check out a nearby farmers market.
Hunterdon Health knows when it comes to your family, good health is everything. You depend on our high-quality, compassionate care for pediatric checkups, primary care, and urgent care, specialty care services, and life-saving screenings, maternity and newborn services. Hunterdon Health is here for all your family's healthcare needs, so together you can enjoy the everyday little moments that make for an extraordinary life.
While we're in Morris County, let's visit one of the many farmers markets in the area. Farmers markets have risen in popularity over recent years thanks to a mix of awareness, a push to buy local, and a desire to know where our food comes from. This is the Denville Farmers Market, Sundays 8:30 to 1, right here in downtown Denville. Now, something that I love about farmers markets, aside from learning more about the products, is hearing the passion that the vendors have for what they do. Let's go in and meet some of them. Guy, thank you for chatting with us for a minute here at the Denville Farmers Market. Please tell us a bit about Sweetleaf Farm and what you guys are doing.
We grow hydroponically greens, as you can see here, lettuces and leafy greens.
What does hydroponic mean for someone who's never heard that word before?
It's just a different form of growing. Instead of in the soil, like traditional soil farming, it is grown without any soil and just water and nutrients. We also do regular traditional soil planting when the season is here, which we have everything right now in the garden. It's more of a market garden, so not a huge farm. It's just the two of us that do everything. And so it takes a lot of time and energies to get everything accomplished.
Why do we need more people and more farmers markets here in New Jersey?
I think you want to be in touch with where you're going to be getting your food from and be able to talk to the people that grow it and understand what goes into growing, the benefit it has on the community and your health especially. You're not going to get rich doing this, so everyone that is here is doing something that they really love and are passionate about and want to put it out there for people to take and have and eat.
Thank you so much, Guy. And also, we just need a moment for Deacon and Chris over there. If Isaac, if you could just make sure that we get a shot after of these two cuties. Thank you. Jamie with Jamo's Meatballs. This is her very first farmer's market, so we're excited that we caught you on this first day. How do you feel?
I'm so excited, and even better that the paparazzi's here.
But tell me more about how Jamo's Meatballs came to be.
So actually, meatloaf is my best recipe. But, people don't like meatloaf for some reason. They make fun of it. So I kind of used that recipe to inspire my meatballs. And that's when Jamo's was born. Jamo's, my friends call me that, and I thought it sounded kind of Italian, better than Jamie's Meatballs. We just got rolling.
Well, North Jersey and Italian meatballs, I feel like that is hand in hand. Why did you decide that you were going to bring this to a farmer's market?
I think there's a serious lack of good meatballs. And sure, everyone has their own taste, but there's nothing quite like it. Finding meatballs to go, right? You either have to go to an Italian restaurant, a pizza place, and I thought that this is just so easy. You heat it however you like it, sandwich, pasta out of the container.
What do you love about the farmer's market vibe?
I love the community. It's just so cool to see, people here for the first time, repeat people. We love getting our produce, fresh flowers. It's just so cool to have this resource in town.
And I also love you're right here in Denville. Yes. I mean, the local aspect of this is really neat. Yes. And what would you tell, because you're a farmer's market first-timer from this side, what would you tell a farmer's market first-timer who's coming to visit and shop?
Try everything. You never know, there's so many unique items, and you may think, you don't like something, but the work that goes into it with all the vendors, it's worth giving it a try.
Sophie, we're here at Chickadee Creek Farms stand here at Denville Farmers Market. Why do you love working at this farm?
I love working at Chickadee because I love being outside and being in the fields. It's really cool to me seeing the crop grow from a seed to coming to the market and being able to sell it.
Now, tell me, what is a typical day like at the farm for you?
So I guess it depends on the day. Wednesdays and Fridays we do all of our harvesting to go to our markets. The other days we're usually out weeding, maybe doing some side harvesting, trellising, kind of keeping the plants good, just general labor, I guess.
Non-stop, huh? Yeah. And once you get to the farmer's market, what does it feel like? We keep hearing the word community over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I just started doing the markets maybe 2 months ago, and it's my favorite day of the week working at the farm. I love coming and interacting with the customers and kind of pointing them to what they need or want. So it's just kind of fun.
Well, I just spotted the blueberries and I picked up some too. What's your favorite thing to buy here?
I mean, the blueberries are really good. I really like our arugula and the dill. It's really good.
Excellent. New Jersey has so many farms and so many people working these farms. Why did you get into this line of work?
That's a good question. I went to school for environmental science and just kind of ended up here, and I really love it.
Dave, tell us about your spot here at the Denville Farmers Market.
Okay, so we've been here at the Denville Farm Market for just going on about 7 years now. So I've been roasting coffee for 8 years for the public and been roasting coffee for probably closer to 15 years now. I started as a home roaster. So I only work with the top 1% of coffee beans in the world. I bring in the best of the best coffees. I'm what's called a Q grader, quality grader of coffee. So we're the master sommeliers of coffee. And so I'm certified as one of the most knowledgeable people in the world on the subject of coffee. Learning more, gathering more knowledge as I just explore the world of coffee, and I bring it back and I share it with the public. Well, I love the farmers markets for the community. The fact the people who are here are out, one, supporting their community, two, looking for the fresh, high quality produce that they only want to put good things in their bodies. They want to live a good life and good lifestyle. And that's one of the most important things, because this is it's one of the reasons why we're here and why we sell as much coffee here as we do, is because we're only working with a high quality product. For me, it's about, it has to be good for you, it has to taste good.
All right, Charles, we are here at Bobolink, and please tell us more about what you have here and what you sell.
Bobolink Dairy is owned by Jonathan and Nina White. They previously had careers in the professional world, but at some point around 2002, decided they wanted to do something that had always been a personal passion, so they began doing farming. Originally, it was raising chickens for eggs and making butter out of other people's milk, but Jonathan had a passion for making his own cheese, so he got his own dairy herd, started making cheese in small increments, and the business has grown since then. And then Nina, who is kind of responsible for the baking side of things, heads up the bakery, developed recipes for which you see the results of behind me. And they've been doing this since 2002.
And everything smells so good. Like you get the bread and then you get the cheese and a little more of the bread. What's your favorite thing to eat here?
Oh gosh, well I think one of the more unique things on our menu is ciabatta. It's topped with garlic that's been roasted in duck fat. So unless you're vegan or vegetarian, it's a unique option, something you wouldn't find anywhere else. That's one of my favorites. I love the flaxseed loaf, which offers kind of subtle rye flavor, but without the dense texture that normally accompanies a more traditional rye bread. Other really popular items are rosemary epi's quite popular. We've got a new sourdough sandwich loaf, which is moving like proverbial hotcakes. So, you know, we've got a little something for everyone, I like to think, as far as bread goes.
Amazing. And why do you like being at the farmers market?
Well, I like interacting with people. I like good food. My previous career had been in the restaurant business, which is grueling. So now I've discovered a career where I can still work with food, be with people one-on-one who want to be here, who are passionate about food, as Jonathan and Nina and myself are. So it's a good way to meet customers who appreciate the product that we offer.
Remember, there are a lot of farmers markets in this state, so check out online to find the one closest to you. A special thanks to our season sponsor, Hunterdon Health.